Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Worshipful Wednesday. We're right in the middle of the week. We thank God for the wonderful ways He's blessed us, how He keeps on blessing us, does it over and over again. And I hope today that you can be at the peak of your praise. Some people in the world call this hump day. That means that we're at the top of the peak. So I hope you're at the peak of your praise. Look with me today at Luke's Gospel, the 18th chapter, verses 15 through 17. This is a very powerful passage because God is so good to us. God does something that only God can do. He blesses us, and He blesses us with children. Well, in this passage, it begins to let us see how the parents started bringing their children to Jesus that He might touch them. You know, I said it on Sunday, there's great power in a touch. Whenever you and I have been touched by God, you know a difference will be made in our lives. Wouldn't it be great if all of us brought our children to Jesus? If we brought our children to Jesus, we wouldn't have to worry about taking them to other places for them to get assistance and help because they have done some things that will cause their lives to be altered. We don't have to worry about taking our children to the magistrate or taking them to the judge if we take them to Jesus. If you and I begin to love them and share with them the goodness, we don't have to worry about taking them to all these other places to get them assistance and help because we've done something to spoil their childhood. Notice it says that these parents brought their children to Jesus, but when Jesus' disciples saw it, they said to the parents, "Why are you bothering Him with these little children?" Well, this is something for you and I to really take very close note at. Jesus tells the children, "I love you." He puts His arms around them. Then He says to all the adults, He said, "Let the children come to me and don't stop them." Well, I think our world would be a better place if we would let our children come to Jesus. He's there with arms stretched out wide. And He tells them, "Come on, let me touch you. Let me make sure you know what it feels like to be touched by the presence of God so that you can find out that since I've touched you, you're going to touch the world. You're going to make it a different place. You're going to make it a better place." Well, these disciples who were there with Jesus did not have a good perspective of how there's ministry that has to be done to children. Somebody said it is better to build children than to repair adults. Too oftentimes we forget the important work is building children. The Bible tells us, train up a child in the way that they should grow, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. Too many of us have not put in the home training. We have not put in the early education to the children. We have not brought them to Jesus early. We take them to the TV very early. We take them to the iPad. We take them to all the other games that they can find and they can invest in and that we can invest in. But have we brought our children to Jesus? Have we placed them right in His hands? Have we placed them right in front of Him for us to say, "Jesus, touch my child," so my child will become all that they can be, should be, and ought to be. Today, may all of us not just bring our children, but let's come with them and say, "Lord, you got my whole family. Use us all for your glory." Today, we want to remind you, God has room for you. God has room for your family. So come on, let's spend some time with Jesus and let's do the work He's called us to do. Always know you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go, and we'll talk with you again on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.